Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of our channel! And today we're going to be talking about why leaders use isolation to break you. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why leaders will use isolation to break you so that you know. Because if you know these 3 reasons, you can stop them from happening or at least minimize the damage that they do to you. Okay, so let's dive right in. So the first reason is to make you feel like you're not important. Okay, so when leaders isolate you, they want you to feel like you're not important. You know, when you're in a group setting and they call you out and say, hey, what do you think? And you share your ideas, and then later on someone else shares the same idea and they get praised for it. You know, you feel bad. You all feel like, wait a minute, I shared that idea and it wasn't received well. They didn't even acknowledge it. And now someone else says it and they're getting all the praise. Right? You feel bad. You feel like, man, I'm not important here. Like I don't have a voice. Like I don't have an impact. Like nobody cares about my opinion. That's what leaders want you to feel when they isolate you. They want you to feel like, hey, you're not important. You don't matter. You're not valued. Because if you start feeling that way, you're going to start questioning yourself. You're going to start doubting yourself. And then when you start doubting yourself, you're going to become less effective. Okay? The second reason why leaders will use isolation to break you is to minimize your contributions. Okay, so let's say you are a person that has a lot of ideas, right? You're very creative. You're very innovative. You'll come up with a lot of solutions. But you're always in a group setting. And every time you try to share your ideas, there's always one person that tries to shoot it down, right? And that person happens to be very close to the leader. And so the leader sees that and they think, this guy is always trying to shut this person down. This person doesn't seem to like him. Maybe I should use this to my advantage. So what they do is they start isolating the person with all the good ideas, right? They put them on different teams. They don't call on them in meetings. They don't acknowledge their contributions because they want to minimize their effectiveness. Okay, they don't want that person to be seen as valuable. The third reason why leaders use isolation to break you is to hide information from you. So you're in a group setting again, and the leader is talking, but they're not really sharing all the details. They're kind of vague. They're not really specific. And you notice that the people who are close to the leader know more than everybody else. And so you start feeling like, man, I don't have the information I need in order to do my job effectively. And so what ends up happening is you start making decisions based on incomplete information, and those decisions end up hurting you, your team, your organization. So I want you to be aware of this. Next time you're in a group setting with a leader, if you notice that you're being isolated, ask yourself, why am I being isolated? What's the purpose behind me being isolated? Are they trying to make me feel less important? Are they trying to minimize my contribution? Or are they trying to hide information from me? Because if you know the reason why they're doing it, you can stop it from happening.